Okay, this is our evaluation 7 and we're just watching our thriller and evaluating it. So yeah, the location basically is in a park and it's in Rise Park in Romford, and we shot it in a park because we thought that it was childlike and it related to the character in the film, and we basically needed it to add empathy and emotion for the film as it was a little girl that is possessed. And we had to also, because we lost a lot of our footage, so we had to redo it, and we then moved on to a different park, Raffles Park, as it was bigger and we needed more room and we needed the river involved in the first scene. So we also had to change because of the weather issues and the fact that it was sunny in the first part of it and then not so much in the second. We also added other scenes as well due to our footage not being long enough, and we needed this to add to the storyline and build tension for the intended impact of our thriller.
We used a range of props. Here you can see me holding a bouquet of flowers with a ribbon wrapped round. Now this shows the audience that it is quite significant to the thriller, and just before this part you would have seen the little girl with the ribbon in her hair, and this also shows that it is significant and straight away it sets the scene. You also see her in a park, which shows that that is the place where most of the thriller will be taking place. When I get to the end of this pathway, you see me stop and place the flowers on the floor by a river. This shows that this also has a lot of meaning to the film and something bad may have happened here. Here you can see Dante tying his shoelaces. He has earphones around his neck, which was another prop. We just used this to make it more realistic, like a young boy going for a run through the forest. And as you watch on, you can see that he may be connected to the little girl in some way. Here in the scene you can see little bits and pieces sitting on the floor. This was also just to set the scene and be more realistic, as obviously little girls were just going to sit in the park with nothing to do, so we gave them a drink each, a book and some sweets and just a bag, just to show that this is quite common nowadays and fits the stereotype. And in the distance you can see the little girl, which shows that she plays a big part in the film.
We also had a lot of costumes involved in making our film because we needed it to create the intended impact. So Megan, who plays Alice, just there, shows that she's wearing schoolgirl-like clothes to show that she is young and she is like possessed as a young child. And also her makeup, which is shown in another shot, is dark and dull, which sort of reflects her character in the film. And also the fact that it's dull and dark reflects her personality and her character. Also Kaylee, as you can see in the beginning, walking with the flowers, she's dressed in all black, which shows that she's mourning for her little sister and is obviously devastated with her loss and feels upset by this. And it shows that she's just obviously been to her funeral and yeah.
Now we had to do a lot of editing. It did take quite a long time and it was done over a long process. But we used Pinnacle, a thing that was provided by the school in the editing room, and it was really good because we could do all sorts. Like for example, we turned the whole thing into black and white as it was quite bright on the 3 days that we filmed, and so we thought that it didn't really fit the mood of a thriller as we couldn't go out in the evening on them days. So we thought the black and white would look more spooky in a way and would look more like a horror and kind of fits the genre more than what it would have in colour. We cut a lot of the clips down as we had quite a lot of clips, although some of them weren't really relevant. There were quite a lot of footage that we didn't actually use, although even then we still didn't have enough, which is why we had to set up a third day of filming, as after we put it all together we realised, one, we didn't have enough time, and two, there wasn't really a storyline that the audience would understand and would enjoy to watch. As the scene goes on, it builds a lot of tension, and the 3 scenes with me, the 2 young girls, and Dante, the young boy, they're all quite relevant and they all fit, which shows that they could be connected in some way. For example, you see each character run at some point, which shows that they all have something in common and the girl is the one that's connecting them.
Also, the sound that we used, we downloaded a non-copyrighted version of Dead Silence, and it was a theme tune in one of the scary films, and obviously a thriller, which we used for influences in our film. And we thought that this was quite fitting in our thriller, as we thought it was quite spooky and related to the storyline. Also, we had to cut and speed up some of it just to fit in with the types of shots that we used. And we used also the beginning when there's sort of a childlike thing running through with Alice, because obviously she's young and she's the main character involved and the one that is possessed. So we used this sound to create that effect in the thriller.
As we've already said, the only problems that we really faced was not having enough footage and not really having a storyline. But apart from that, everything runs smoothly and we enjoyed making the thriller, didn't we?